is going on, everybody? And after the break I took on the weekend because I uploaded like 15 videos last week, we are back, and today I'm going to be bringing a trading method, an investment method, if you will, going into MLS Team of the Season. Now, for MLS Team of the Season, it's basically just the All-Star team, and it's already been announced. You've got Howard, Beasley, Zusi, Garza, Almiron, Bradley, Kaká, Schweinsteiger, Villa, Nikolic, Giovinco. Those are the fan 11. Then we got the coaches picks, Stephen Frey, you've got Van Dam, Grana, Hedges, Kapelov, Parkhurst, McCarty, Valeri, Dos Santos, Piatti, Altidore, and then the commissioner picks, which is Dom Dwyer and Acosta. We will be playing against the Real Madrid. And with that being said, there are a lot of investments to make. Now, you can obviously invest specifically in these guys right here that you see on your screen, but I think that the best idea is just to pick up some cheap gold MLS players, and you'll be good to go. So as you guys can see on my transfer list, I've already begun, and I've picked up all of the gold ones for 350 coins. Every single gold one for 350, and then I also went and picked up a few silvers as well. So I'm going to be covering every single thing that you guys can invest in that I think is good to invest in. Like, as you guys can see, I'll scroll over to the next page. Every single gold card I've been picking up for 350, and you can pretty much quick sell these guys for about 300 coins anyway. So since you can quick sell them for 300, you're risking about 40 coins per card, but ultimately you're going to profit. Whether there's a squad building challenge, a DKT, or just hype around the cards, you're going to profit on these cards. There's no possible way you're going to lose coins. So this is more of a low budget method, but you can actually invest quite a ton of coins in these if you want to fill up your entire transfer list. But this is definitely on the lower end of investment methods because you're only going to be investing maybe 100,000 coins in these cards, even if you filled up your entire transfer list. So this is no huge investment method, but I will tell you guys towards the end how you could invest a little bit more coins and possibly make profit. But obviously it's going to be a little bit more risky because there are more coins involved and they're not going to be discard. So let's get started with the gold cards. The gold cards are very, very cheap right now. They're going for about 400 coins on buy now, about 300 coins on bid, and it's going to probably steadily rise throughout the week. Now, when do you think that MLS is going to drop? Well, the MLS All-Star Game is actually going to be on August 2nd, okay? And it's the 23rd right now. That's going to be next week on exactly, let me find the day. It's going to be Wednesday, next Wednesday. So it probably is going to go out throughout the week next week. So I think Friday is a pretty safe bet to be when the MLS All-Stars release. And here's why I think why. On Fridays, we've seen the end of the era cards, but we're done with end of the era. There's not going to be any more. You've had Gerrard, Lampard, Kite, Totti, Lampard, Lam, Alonso. I think I said Lampard twice, but you get the point. And they're not going to be anymore. So they're probably going to replace that with MLS All-Stars coming this week. It would just make sense. It fits well. It would go throughout the week, right in the smack dab in the middle of the week on Wednesday. That's going to be MLS Team of the Season. So that's why I think it's going to drop on Friday. Now, it could also drop on Monday, and in a long shot, it could drop on Wednesday, but I don't think it'll be Wednesday. I think Friday to Friday is most likely. So that's what I'm expecting. And these cards are still near discard price. Now, earlier, you could get them on buy now for about 400 pretty easily. Now, it's a little bit tougher to get them on buy now for 400, but you can still get them on 450 on buy now without any problem whatsoever, but you can still bid on them and get them for 350. It's pretty simple to get them for 350. Even if you had to pay up to 400, you're not really risking much. I've still got them for bids on 350. As you can see, you just scroll across. There's tons of them that you can just place a bid of 350 on. I've got my transfer targets completely full. I'll go ahead and show you guys because I've already bid on a lot of these cards. So let's go ahead and take a look at the transfer targets. I went through and bid on as many of these gold cards as possible. We'll get to the Van Dam in a second. So you saw that Guzan and the Ramondo. We've missed out on a few of them, but for the most part, we actually got, I'd say, a good solid 80% of these cards. Obviously, a few of them ended up getting read and outbid, but most of them you can get for 350. I mean, there's no risk in buying them for 350. And why do you think they're going to rise, you might ask? I think that they're going to rise, firstly, because MLS Team of the Season always brings quite a bit of hype to FIFA. And just being in hype can cause cards to rise. And that's actually what's happening right now with us buying these cards. These cards are actually rising slightly. They were at 350, now they're at about 450, just because of a little bit of hype going in to this video and on stream we were talking about it. That made it rise a little bit. So we're kind of a cause for it to rise maybe 100, 200 coins, but once the news spreads around the community, then that's really when we make our profit. So we're just trying to get in on these investments before anyone else does, because with due time, these cards are going to rise, and it's just going to be too late. That's when you should sell into the hype and definitely not buy any cards. But as you can see, I got 4 Van Dams, and I'll explain why I bought this card specifically in a few minutes. And then we've got 2 Loderos, all of these cards for 350. As I scroll across, you can see 350. You guys get the gist of that. And so I'm just going to go ahead and send every single one of them to the transfer list. All I need to do is have these cards rise to about 500 coins. I'm making profit. And especially for you guys with lesser coins that you guys want to be trading with lesser coins, this is definitely the method you guys want to be using. As you can see, I got outbid on the rest of those, but no big deal. We can go out and we can bid on more of them. Now, I'm not sure how long this is going to work, so you guys need to get in on this as soon as possible, because these cards will be up to about 500, 550 coins within a few days, maybe even higher. So get in on this as soon as possible. So that is just a discard investment, because I think that they'll rise possibly from a DKT. In previous years, we've seen an MLS tournament, and since there's no tournaments, they've kind of turned those into daily knockout tourneys. So you could see like an 8 MLS team, 8 players required from the MLS in your team to qualify for the weekend league. Maybe they'll do a full weekend league where you need a couple of MLS players. That's a stretch, but it could happen. And then you've also got squad building challenges. They could do an SBC for Mls Tots. You never know if they just want one of the team of the seasons in an SBC. They didn't do that for the other team of the seasons, but I mean, this is a different team of the season because this is just the all-star team. So, and it's also way behind the other team of the season, so they could do something different. But there could also be many reasons on why these just discard cards could be used, even in marquee matchups where MLS cards are needed. Even in marquee matchups where MLS cards are needed, they seem to rise quite a bit. So you're not really risking anything. But I want to get into one more, or actually a few more investment methods with this MLS team of the season upcoming. The next one is going to be not the discard, but just looking at positions. If there's a squad building challenge that's needed, or possibly people are building a team of all MLS players, and they need left backs or right backs, there's no gold left backs or right backs in the entire league. Not a single team has a gold right back. Not a single team has a gold left back. Well, yes, not a single team has a gold left back. I kind of got confused there for a second, but Ashley Cole obviously does have this card, but not a base gold card. He's got a base silver card. So you're going to have to be buying these silver right backs and silver left backs, and that's going to cause those to go up in price. Now, you can get them right now for pretty cheap, 250 coins. I'll go ahead and pick up both of those. Why not? I mean, they discard for 100, so I guess you're risking 150 coins, but ultimately I'll be able to sell those cards. I think, especially with the rarity of silver cards, especially from the MLS. MLS silver cards are very rare at this point because they've been thrown into so many squad building challenges throughout the year that they're going to skyrocket if they're needed for anything. Even if they have any demand for being in teams, they're going to go up. I'll easily turn that 250 coins into 2,000 coins. Then at left back, I can do the same thing because there's no left backs that are gold, and they're already over 250 coins. It looks like they're 350 right now. You've got a Francis from Montreal. You've got a Bowden from Orlando, and I can go ahead and pick up both of those as well. I might as well. There's not really much risk. I know I'll be able to sell these during MLS team of the season for more, whether there's a squad building challenge, whether I'm selling it into the hype, whether it's a DKT, no matter what it is, I'll be able to make profit on these. So that's another method you guys can use. You could also look at other positions like center back silvers or striker silvers, even like, I don't know if, I can't remember his name. LA Galaxy striker, used to play for the U.S. men's national team. You guys can let me know in the comment section below. I can't remember his name. I know what he looks like, but I can't remember his name right now. But I think he's silver, and he could be used quite a bit. And just other silvers that are good, like maybe Opara or Marvel Win the Bronze. Those are cards that could possibly be used a ton to link up with these new Team of the Season cards. So that's something to keep an eye out for. The next thing is going to be center backs. There's only 2 gold center backs in the game, and only one of them is cheap right now. And that's going to be Van Dam. When it comes to MLS center backs, right now, Van Dam is your only option, pretty much. Van Dam right here, he's 1,000 coins, and then you've got also Simon, or Seaman. It could be pronounced Seaman, I'm not really sure, but here he is. There's Seaman. He's a couple hundred more coins, so I wouldn't invest in him, even though he's a higher rating. I'd just go with Van Dam. You could invest in him for, I was able to get him on bid for 900 coins pretty easily. You saw I got all 4 of them, didn't get outbid on a single one of the Van Dams, so hopefully you guys can get him pretty easily. Let's go ahead and scroll across until I find one. There's one, and I was able to pick him up for 900. I think I was able to get one for 850, so very cheap. I'm already making profit if I were to sell it right now. And obviously, they're going to rise as the MLS hype rises as well. So you guys get the point there. Let's go ahead and move on to investing in informs. Informs are a little bit more tricky because we don't know if there's going to be any squad building challenges. We don't know if there's going to be a DKT. Now, we do know there will be demand for building squads around this team of the season. So when you take a look at the team of the season, it doesn't look like they've left out any positions. For the most part, they've got pretty much every position completely filled. It's the MLS All-Star game, so they're going to need every single position in the team. But there could be some shitty players that don't get good team of the seasons, and you might want to, use an Opara instead, or use a Marvel Win instead, something along those lines. So if you wanted to invest in cards that are like good informs, they'll probably go up. They might not go up a lot, considering they're probably already inflated just a bit. But when it comes to special center backs, let's take a look. You've got Opara, and that's a great card. But if you take a look at all the Oparas, you're already paying 89,000 coins. And it looks like he's probably capped at about 140, so I mean, it's definitely possible to make profit. He could easily go extinct during the week of MLS. So that's something to look at. You could probably profit off of that card if you were to be able to get it for a decent price. But then you look at Callens, and you compare that 74 rated to Opara 74 rated. He's got 20 less pace. It's got 5 less physical and only 4 more defense. It's not a great card. Also, it's Peruvian, and I don't think there's any Peruvians on the MLS All-Star team. It's not going to be a great link unless you were to link it with some of the New York City FC players. And then you've got some of the players, like maybe Moore. He could go up a little bit in price. He's right now about 13,000 coins, 12,000 coins. He's not a terrible card, but I can't imagine the team of the seasons are worse than this. So he could rise a little bit, but you got to be careful with these. Make sure you're not overspending. Make sure you're not buying cards that are already inflated. And that's the thing that I got to warn you guys about. Do not buy any cards that are already inflated. Definitely don't buy this screen card when you can get this, this inform card for much cheaper. So I think that's going to be it for today's video. I tried to cover everything in terms of MLS investments. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. Also, let me know which team of the season MLS card you are most hyped for in this upcoming Friday, which I think it'll be Friday. Just my expert opinion. I think it'll be Friday, but I'm not 100% sure. We haven't seen anything yet. So that's basically it for today's video. If you enjoyed, make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you are new. I'll be bringing the Footies Winner Squad Building Challenge Cheapest Solution tomorrow, so I'll see you then. Peace. Ow!